Now, y'all, I need you to stop whatever you're doing right this very minute, 'cause this here message ain't meant for just anyone. Yet somehow it found you, right here, right now, and that ain't no accident. It tells me something mighty important that I need you to understand before another second slips away. Saint Michael the Archangel is speaking today, and he ain't talking to the crowd scrolling past without a second thought. No, sir. He's talking to you, the one whose soul's been trembling under the weight of battles folks can't see. Think back to what just happened. Maybe that reaction you had, that cry that burst out when you thought no one was watching, that moment your knees gave way and your spirit screamed in silence. That wasn't weakness, no ma'am, no sir. That reaction shook the heavens. It stirred something in the celestial courts that can't be undone, and 'cause of what your cry set off, Michael's already stepped in. He didn't wait for your prayer to be all neat and proper. He didn't wait for you to pull yourself together or say all the right words. That raw, unfiltered outpouring of your soul was more than enough. It was the most powerful prayer you ever prayed, even if you didn't know you were praying. Between the 13th and 15th of this month, you're going to see with your own eyes what was set into motion by that breaking point. Now, I need you to hear me clear as a bell. Heaven don't repeat itself. What's coming for you in these 3 days ain't no coincidence, no small turn, no gentle nudge. It's a mighty intervention so big you'll look back on your life and split it into before this moment and after Michael drew his sword for you. You've been carrying a burden that was never yours to bear, I see it. Heaven sees it. You've dragged yourself through days that felt like years, plastered on smiles that cracked before they even formed, answering, "I'm fine," when it tasted like ashes in your mouth, 'cause the truth was just too heavy to speak. The truth is you've been betrayed by folks who swore they'd never leave. You trusted with all your heart, only to get silence, abandonment, and that cold, hard feeling your loyalty was just something to be used and tossed aside. You gave years of your life to things that drained you to your very bones. Relationships, jobs, families, friendships. And what did you get back? Closed doors, whispered talk behind your back. The heartbreak of watching folks you helped rise up turn round and act like they never knew you. And the worst part, the part that cuts deepest, is that you started to believe it was your fault. You began wondering if maybe you loved too much, gave too freely, or just weren't enough, not smart enough, pretty enough, connected enough, blessed enough. That lie? It's been a heavy chain on your soul, and I need you to know right now it was planted there. It wasn't your own mind talking. It was whispered by forces that feared what had happened if you ever truly saw who you are. They needed you to believe you were nothing, 'cause the moment you realize you're everything, they lose all power over you. The weariness you feel ain't just tiredness. You could sleep 1,000 hours and still wake up drained, 'cause what's been sucking your strength ain't physical. There's a whole network of spiritual opposition feeding off your joy, your clarity, your will to fight. When you wake up feeling like you already lost the day before it even started, that ain't just depression as the world sees it. That's spiritual draining. Something has been taken from you without your say-so for so long you forgot what it's like to wake up with fire in your bones, purpose in your step. You forgot what it feels like to laugh without a shadow hanging over the joy. You forgot what it's like to dream without a voice telling you to be realistic, to stop hoping, to settle for a life of painful mediocrity dressed up as survival. But listen here today, with all the authority of heaven behind me, I'm telling you that draining stops right here, right now. The pipeline that's been sucking your life dry, it's been cut. Michael didn't come with soft words. He came with the fury of 7 swords and the mandate of the Most High. He severed every cord, every chain, every unseen thread that was tied to your life force without you knowing or agreeing. Now listen close, 'cause what I'm about to share is why this message is even here, and why some forces have tried to keep it from reaching your eyes. When you broke down, when you cried out, when you hit that point of pure desperation, that moment is what the ancient texts call the activation of the chosen. See, millions pray, millions go to church, say their words, follow their routines, but there's a mighty difference between just going through the motions and the scream of a soul pushed past its limit. When you hit that limit, your suffering went beyond what any human spirit can hold. Something inside you tore open. A frequency came out that only the highest courts in heaven could hear, and when that frequency reached the throne, the response was swift. Michael was sent, not as a messenger but as a warrior, not to comfort you with words but to destroy what's been destroying you. Here's what they don't want you to know. That's why there are forces right now trying to get you to scroll past this, to dismiss it as just another video, to make you skeptical, distracted, or even sleepy. They know if you stick with this, if you take this word in all the way, their game is done. So I need you to do something right now. There's a digital book called The Seven Swords of St. Michael the Archangel. It's a sacred guide to breaking curses, sealing blessings, and awakening the calling of the chosen. This book was written just for a moment like this in your life. The link's right up top in the comments, the first pinned comment below. They've tried to bury this content, hush it up, make it invisible. But it keeps finding the ones it's meant for. If this message found you, that book's yours. Type in the comments right now, "I am chosen, and I will download the book," and watch what starts to shift in your world in the next 24 hours. Now let me take you deeper, because what Michael's done is just the beginning of what's unfolding. In the spirit world, there are councils that meet when a chosen soul breaks. These ain't councils of judgment, they're councils of restoration. And your case was brought before one of these councils just when you thought no one was watching. Understand the weight of this. While you were crying in your room, staring at the ceiling, wondering if things would ever change, clutching your phone looking for answers and finding only emptiness, a meeting was happening in places your eyes can't see. The verdict was clear. Every single accusation thrown your way by the enemy, every claim that said you deserved this suffering, every argument that said your pain was punishment, all of it was overturned. Cast aside, dismissed with such surety it hushes every doubt forever. Your case wasn't denied and it sure ain't stalled. No, your case was settled in your favor, effective right now, and you're fixing to witness that judgment come to life between the 13th and the 15th. The forces set to block your way, they got their eviction notice. I ain't speaking in riddles here. This is the unseen world moving in your favor. Them spirits of delay that made every good thing show up late or not at all, they're told to hit the road. The spirits of confusion that had you doubting yourself and second-guessing every move, they've been given their marching orders. The spirits of poverty that kept a lid on your finances, no matter how hard you toiled, they're being shown the door. Michael didn't haggle or ask nicely. He came with the fire of divine judgment, giving no room for debate or delay. As you hear this, those spirits are leaving your space, and the proof of their exit's going to show up in ways you can't overlook. In these 3 days, you'll notice something mighty strange. Doors that were locked tight will swing open without you pushing. Folks who vanished from your life will reach out with apologies you never saw coming. Money that was stuck, delayed, or taken will start flowing back in through unexpected channels. Your body'll feel lighter, your mind clearer, and one morning you'll wake up with a hope so pure it won't carry a lick of anxiety with it. But listen close. Here's what you got to understand about how heaven works. The intervention's been made, the ruling's been passed, but the manifestation needs your part too. This ain't about earning what grace is already handed you. It's about positioning yourself to receive what's already set aside for you. Picture it like this. A mighty inheritance has been dropped into an account in your name, but if you never step into the bank, never claim what's yours, that inheritance just sits there waiting. How you carry yourself these 3 days will set the pace and fullness of what's coming. That's why the 7 swords matter so much. Each one stands for a spiritual authority that's been asleep in your life. One sword cuts through generational troubles. Another locks shut the doors the enemies used to sneak back in after every deliverance. One sword opens up financial paths that have been supernaturally blocked. Another restores health to parts of your body under spiritual attack. Another breaks the power of curses spoken over you, words that built invisible cages around your destiny. The digital book, The 7 Swords of St. Michael the Archangel, was made for folks just like you, people looking for real spiritual weapons that bring real results, not just religion. Head to the top of the comments right now, find that pinned link, grab the guide before this 3-day window closes. Drop a comment saying "I am chosen," and download the book to seal your choice in the spiritual record. Now let me tell you about them folks who laughed. I know they're in your story. You know who they are, the ones who watched you struggle and felt nothing, or worse, took joy in your pain. They saw you falter and whispered about it like it was entertainment. Some of them are kin, some sat at your table eating your food while planning your fall in secret, smiling to your face, tearing your name down behind your back. That kind of betrayal cuts deep, 'cause it ain't a stranger's strike. It's a knife from someone you loved, twisted slow with a smile. But hear me now. Every last one of them is fixing to see you rise. Not because heaven's petty or God's about revenge, but because part of your healing is the public restoration of your name. The very mouths that spoke against, you'll have to watch your rebuilding. The same eyes that saw you fall will witness you soar to heights they never dreamed of. And deep down, they'll know they were wrong about you. Some will come to you crying, some with excuses, some with sudden friendship and fresh interest in your life. You'll need the discernment of Michael to tell who's real and who's just drawn to the new season you're stepping into. That discernment is one of the gifts awakening in you now. You'll see folks clearly, the fog of doubt lifting, your spiritual sight sharp as a tack, protecting you from old cycles. Now I gotta speak on your finances, 'cause I know that's been a heavy battle. You've worked hard. Ain't nobody can say you haven't poured your time, energy, and sacrifice into building something steady, trying to make a safe place for yourself and your kin. Yet the results haven't matched the grind. You've watched folks who work half as hard reap twice the reward, seen opportunities handed to those who didn't deserve them, while you were passed over and unseen. That pressure ain't just about money, it's about dignity. The shame of not being able to provide as you wish for those you love. The nights spent tossing and turning, crunching numbers that never add up no matter how you shuffle them. Poverty's spirit is a sneaky enemy. It don't just hit your wallet, it chips away at your self-worth, your relationships, your health, and your dreams. But the sword of provision's been drawn. In these 3 days, the first signs of financial breakthrough will show up. Could be an unexpected payment, a surprise opportunity, a door cracking open in a place you never thought to look, a debt wiped clean, or a resource appearing from an unexpected direction. Don't brush it off as luck or shy away from it out of false humility. Receive it for what it is, the first fruit of a harvest that's been growing in the spiritual realm for years, now ready to break through into your life. Your health's on the restoration table too. There's things happening in your body you ain't told a soul about, pains you've just gotten used to, symptoms you've brushed off, focused so hard on surviving emotionally that your body's been left behind. Michael sees what the doctors missed. He sees what tests didn't catch. And this healing coming, it won't be slow or gradual. It'll be sudden. You'll feel it in your body, strength returning to places that felt weak, clarity coming to a mind that's been foggy, energy rising where you've been drained. This ain't just positive thinking or feel-good talk. Now listen close, y'all, 'cause this here's a spiritual transaction already approved way up high, and your body's about to get the message. I want to talk straight to that loneliness you've been carrying around. It's been heavy, I know. Even if folks surround you, there's a kind of loneliness that us chosen ones bear, different from anything the world can reckon with. It's the loneliness of being misunderstood deep down, having a depth folks just can't reach, carrying a vision others can't see, and feeling things on a level that makes everyday talk seem empty. You might have wondered if there's something wrong with you, 'cause you don't fit in those spaces where everyone else seems so comfy. But hear me now. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You weren't made to fit in those spaces. You were made to outgrow them. That isolation you felt wasn't punishment. It was preparation, like a cocoon before a butterfly breaks free. And that time is now. That loneliness, it's about to be replaced, not by crowds, but by the right folks. Heaven's sending aligned souls your way, people on your frequency, who'll understand your depth without you having to spell it out. Folks who'll stand by you not for what you can give, but just for who you are. These connections are part of your restoration, coming in this season, some even within these sacred 3 days. Now, y'all, I need you to catch the weight of what I'm about to say. This is the part most miss, but it's the difference between just hearing a word and living the full blessing of it. The 7 swords of St. Michael the Archangel ain't just some idea. They're a spiritual tool set guarded for generations, now released for us chosen ones, 'cause the battles we face need weapons of this strength. Each sword matches a part of your life that's been under attack. There's a digital book explaining them, teaching you how to activate them, guiding you through wielding them in your daily spiritual fight. It's ready for you right now in the link pinned at the top of the comments. This ain't no casual suggestion, it's a prophetic command. The same Michael who's fought for you authorized this knowledge's release. So go on now, find that pinned comment, grab the book and drop a comment saying, "I am chosen and I will download the digital book." When you do, you ain't just getting info, you're making a spiritual declaration, aligning yourself with the army of chosen souls rising right now. The days ahead won't look like the ones behind you. I want you to soak up that truth till it drowns out every lie that's taken root in your mind. The season of loss? It's done. The season of confusion? Done. Begging for crumbs from tables that never meant to feed you? That's over too. What's opening now is a season of overflow, not just enough, but more than enough. Not just survival, but abundance. Not just endurance, but joy. The kind of joy that don't depend on what's happening around you, because it's rooted deep in knowing you're held, seen, chosen, and that heaven's got your back. Between the 13th and 15th, watch closely. Watch your dreams, because they'll carry messages. Notice numbers you keep seeing, they're confirmations. Keep an eye on folks who show up out of nowhere. They might be answers to prayers you forgot you even said. Listen to those sudden nudges in your spirit. The urges to go somewhere, call someone, try something new, create something. Those are heaven's GPS leading you to your breakthrough. There's people around you who are fixing to be shocked by what's coming your way. They're used to a smaller, quieter struggle in you, a version that keeps them feeling safe because your smallness makes their own spot feel secure. But you ain't staying small. The growth coming will bust every limit set on you by others and by yourself. Your work is about to shift, maybe a promotion, a new chance, a business idea catching fire, or some unexpected door opening on a path you never planned. The change is coming, no doubt. Your money situation's about to change so much you'll cry tears of gratitude, remembering all those nights you didn't know how you'd make it. Heaven's been counting every tear, every sacrifice, every quiet, desperate moment. And the payback's gonna be so grand, you might struggle to hold it all. Relationships that seem dead? Some gonna come back, only the ones meant to stay? Some ended because they had to, and trying to bring them back would be like dragging a dead thing to a party. Let those rest. But the ones stolen from you too soon, the ones ruined by meddling and misunderstanding, those are coming back. And when they do, they'll come back stronger, deeper, more mature than before. That time apart wasn't wasted. It was refining you all for a reunion stronger than before. I speak over your mind now with the power of the Archangel. Every anxious thought circling like a vulture, waiting for you to fall. I command it to leave. Every doomsday scenario playing on repeat. Every worst-case fear you've rehearsed 1,000 times, I command it to fade away. You've been battling these thoughts alone too long, fighting silent wars behind a calm face. That fight ain't yours alone no more. Michael stands guard at your mind's gate with a flaming sword, and no thought not meant for your destinies allowed in from this moment on.